Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is actually sponsored by Stratford Arts UK, an up-and-coming watercolour brand based on eco-friendly principles. I want to introduce you guys to their two watercolour paper pads, their wood pulp cellulose paper which is sourced from sustainable tree farming practice suppliers, as well as their 100% cotton paper that is from one of the highest quality manufacturers. These two are both cold pressed and I am very excited to try them out in today's video. There will also be a little giveaway at the end of this video. Stratford Arts have been kind enough to supply 3 wood pulp watercolor pads, one 100% cotton paper pad of 25 sheets, and then one 100% cotton pad of 15 sheets. So stay tuned to the end of the video to find out how to enter the giveaway. So now for today's video, I'm going to be making an illustration and a character painting based on 3 emojis. So yesterday I asked you guys on Instagram to send me a set of 3 emojis and good golly did you guys deliver. I got thousands and thousands of these, but the one I'm using today is this one by actually my friend Eloise Whaling. She sent me these 3 really cute emojis that I haven't really ever used before that much, so I thought they would be really interesting to use for today's video. This is inspired by one of my lovely friends, Tina, aka I'm a Wonder on YouTube and social media. You guys might know her, who has done a few of these on her channel, as well as Drawfee, a channel that I absolutely love. They've done a few of these as well, and I always find them really, really fun. And as you guys know, first things first, it's time to sketch out some ideas and rough thumbnails. So I got this set of 3 emojis. There's this one of a carp streamer. There is the face with bubbles / steam ? And a fairy emoji. And I thought that these are all quite different in of themselves, but I think they would all kind of really work well together. So I started sketching out these poses of the fairy, and I kind of imagined, since these carp streamers kind of look like they're floating in the wind when you see them, because they are meant to be like sort of like a flag thing, I thought it'd be cool to have her in sort of this environment where she's like looking at all these fish floating around her, and of course I'm gonna have to incorporate bubbles or steam or clouds in there. And I settled on this last sketch that I did. I really enjoyed the pose and how it looked. I thought it was the best composition I was going to come up with today. So next up, I was going to just resketch that on the wood pulp and the 100% cotton sheets so I can do some color tests on both of them. I wanted to try out my watercolors on both of these papers first before picking which one I'd be doing the final piece on, just to see how the watercolors interact with both of them and which one I would prefer to use. I'm going to be using this Rubens 24 pan watercolors today. You guys know these are kind of like my ride or dies. I love these watercolors. And I'm also going to be using just a random assortment of paintbrushes. So check the description below to see what like all my brushes are that I usually use. So just testing out some colors on this paper, immediately you can see that the wood pulp paper has a lot more texture than the 100% cotton one. I actually really like it, but you'll see later on that once the paint dries, the texture actually diminishes quite a lot. So I was very much a fan of how the wood pulp paper interacted with the watercolors. I was very intrigued and I was liking it a lot. Yeah, so both of the papers are like really good quality, obviously, and the actual paper pads are great value for money. They have lots of sheets in every pad for the price. So like the 25 sheet pad, for example, retails for just under £20, which I think is incredible for the quality of the paper. As you can see here, the 100% cotton paper, it seems like it would work a lot better for wet on wet techniques with watercolors, which isn't exactly the technique that I used. So I decided to go with the wood pulp paper for today's painting, just because I think this is the kind of paper that I usually fall back into, and it's just what I'm comfortable with. So for today's video, wood pulp it is. I would say as well that the paper it says like pro on the thing, but it is very easy to work with and like very good for beginners. I'm still kind of like a beginner in terms of knowing what different kinds of paper technicalities mean and which paper I should be using for what kind of technique. But I just think that these are very intuitive to use and easy to use with regardless of what you do and what technique you use. they're not as intimidating as a lot of other papers seem to be, where you don't know what you're going to get. So yeah, here I'm just taking the sketch that I did and just using my light board to draw out the design and the drawing onto my final piece of paper so that I can get to painting. This is very exciting. I always love it when I see like the clean drawing with the, the red lines. You guys know I love using like red pencil to sketch out my drawings. I don't know why, I've just now gotten used to it. I'll go between using like a blue pencil and a red pencil for doing the outlines for my paintings. I've just kind of gotten used to doing this now. So yeah, here we are. And immediately when I started like putting down all the colors on the wood pulp properly for the flat layer, I realized like just how vibrant the colors come up on the paper. I was scared that with all the texture and how much it absorbs a lot of the water, which is why like a lot of the texture disappears. I was scared that a lot of the colors would end up looking a little bit flat and unsaturated, but look at that, like they're so bright, and I'm very, very happy with the result that came out of using this paper. Speaking of texture, by the way, the current 100% cotton pads I mentioned have a very fine grain texture, almost none to the eye, like especially on camera. But Stratford Arts are actually coming out with a medium textured paper coming in early 2022. So if you are someone that actually prefers painting on a 100% cotton and also like texture, good news for you. There is something coming for you soon. So yeah, I'll be excited to try that one out as well, because I feel like it will be the best of both worlds. You get to use the 100% cotton and also get the texture. As you can see here, I'm just like laying down all the colors and painting all these cute little fishies, these carps, just swimming around this little fairy. You guys know I've been on a bit of a fairy kick, especially because I am currently working on a comic that has a fairy as one of the characters, and you guys have seen me paint her Willow a bunch of times on the channel. So I think that's why I also kind of migrated to using this set of emojis. I just think it was very cute, and I kind of just wanted an excuse to draw a fairy, I guess. But I did actually save a lot of the ones that you sent in for this video to use just as random prompts whenever I feel uninspired. There were some really cute ones that I immediately felt really inspired by when I saw them. So I definitely like took a screenshot and saved them for maybe another video where I just draw little sketches of these, or to use in further episodes of this series if I do turn it into a series. I don't know. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these. Yeah, I then went in with just a really fine paintbrush to add some outlines with some blue ink, well, blue watercolor. I said ink, but you know what I mean. I always love this part, adding like the line art on top of all the rendering that I've done. It's super satisfying, and it has this sort of like graphic-y style on top of this like traditionally rendered style. I love mixing up styles and creating something new out of them, so this is definitely something that I've become very used to doing in my paintings. It's also very fun to like draw on all the veins on the wings. Probably my favorite part about drawing fairies is drawing on the wings and making them look as like fantasy as possible. I was really happy with how the fish turned out, so I kind of just diverted my attention to the actual fairy, the main character, I guess, of this piece, and just I went in with my fine brush and just kind of rendered her out, her hair and her face, and added all the really pretty details. This is my favorite part of painting, I'll be honest. It's just adding in all the details and rendering it and just seeing the drawing come to life. It's just so satisfying and rewarding. I also added in some freckles because I just thought that she would look really cute with some freckles, and they kind of like mirrored the bubbles as well that I added all around the painting. I just thought it was a little cute addition to her at the end. I then went in with my Archer and Olive white acrylograph pen to just add some final like white accents and fix any like little mistakes that I did. So this is a very satisfying part of the process as well when I paint, is adding in all the final details of white. And yeah, just basically like fixing all of the mistakes that I did during the painting process. And also it just makes it like pop, you know, it makes everything look so much more vibrant, I guess. I don't know, I just really love adding in all the details. And of course, this is also the part of the painting where I add in all of the sparkles. You guys know I love sparkles. And then after adding in the most intense highlights, I went in to add the most intense blacks and the most contrasty parts of the painting with a black pencil. I'm using the one of my Faber Castell Polychromos in black, and I just love going in and adding like the really high contrast bits at the end. It just, honestly, without this step, a painting doesn't really look finished to me. So yeah, this step is kind of crucial in making like the final values look perfectly balanced. Otherwise, it kind of just looks a bit flat to me. With all that done, I signed the painting and I was really happy with how it turned out. It was a really fun exercise, honestly. I will definitely be doing this kind of video again. I always love drawing something out of a random prompt. It is super fun and a very good exercise for the brain. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you would do anything different with this set of emojis, what you kind of would have gone with. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll now get into the giveaway rules and, you know, everything to do with the giveaway. So as I mentioned, Stratford Arts were kind enough to supply some goodies for the giveaway. So they are partnering up with me to give away 3 wood pulp watercolor pads, 1 100% cotton pad of 25 sheets, and 1 100% cotton pad of 15 sheets. And if you would like to enter, all you have to do is 1, be subscribed to me, 2, follow Stratford Arts UK on Instagram, and 3, leave a comment on this video saying you've entered the giveaway and leave a way for me to contact you in case you do win, like an Instagram @ or a Twitter @ or an email, just any way that I can get in contact with you if you do win. So yeah, winners will be picked randomly, so good luck to everyone who enters. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!